Hello, Art on Twist, and welcome back to Raw Recap and Review. This one is for April 20th, 2026 in Las Vegas, and we are back. This is the first Raw after WrestleMania. I just dropped the WrestleMania reviews on Sunday and Monday. Be sure to check that out. It should be at the top here. If you enjoy WWE content like this, subscribe to the channel for WWE conversations and discussions, and also for WWE 2K26 content. We're going to have My Rise coming up soon on the channel. But now let's get into the first segment of Raw. Getting into Raw, they start off showing the whole recap of WrestleMania. And of course, we got to get our first promo in, and it is Oba, 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 Oba. Off the dub of Brock Lesnar. He marched down to the ring, looking clean. He get into the ring. All the fans going crazy with the Oba chants. He can't even talk. They going crazy. They going Oba. He grabbed the mic. He say, "Your ruler has arrived." Mic drop. And he heads out. That's the A+ segment right there. But yeah, Oba is here to stay. He beat Brock with one fall from grace. If you haven't seen WrestleMania, make sure to check out the review. But yeah, and then we get a vignette with the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi saying, Asuka saying that she's mad at Io Sky for picking Rhea Ripley over her family. You know, with the whole Japan hierarchy, the senpai thing. Io's supposed to respect Asuka, but she's not. That Io Sky is just so devoted to Rhea Ripley that look what it done for herself. You know, it helped Rhea get a championship, but look at her. She's nothing. He says for them trying to corrupt Kyrie, they're going to suffer the consequences, which leads into the first match of the night. We got Rhea Ripley, who just won the WWE Championship off of Jade Cargill, with Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Matchup with Io Sky and Kairi Sane. They start off with a tie-up, and it leads into a takedown by Io, but then they get back up. They get into another tie-up, which leads to Kairi taking advantage by grabbing Io's hair and then pulling her back down. That leads to Kairi getting advantage. She goes to the top rope, tries to do a move, but Io Sky dodges the drop. That leads to an Irish whip segment where Kairi jumps off the rope, leads into a Rana on Io Sky, and then she does a low kick down to Io Sky. Then we get Io trying to get the advantage. She goes for a roll-up on the Kairi, but Kairi hits her with a big punch. And then that big punch, Io gets the advantage though, but she lands with a big backbreaker. Then Io gets a little tag to Rhea. That leads to Rhea lifting her up for a splash on Kairi. Goes for the pin, but Kairi kicks out of it. Now Rhea hit her with a slam and then hits her with a low drop kick. That leads to a tag now with Asuka getting to the match. Rhea and Asuka face off. They throw multiple strikes missing, but Asuka gets the advantage by hitting a combo on her and then finish it off with a Shining Wizard. But as Rhea's down, Asuka tries to go up there, but Rhea hits her with the capoeira kick, jump up kick down like that, goes for the pin off that. 1, 2, kick out from Asuka. She's still in the match. Then that leads to Rhea hitting the super kick on the Asuka, but Asuka uses a distraction from the ref, which leads to Asuka Rhea to the outside. She ends up tagging in Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane goes to the top rope, lands a big elbow drop on the Rhea, get the camera, and that's how we get to the commercial break. We get back from the commercial break with Asuka trying to land a double team move with Kairi. She's holding Rhea, but Rhea gets out of it, hits an elbow onto her, and then lands a super kick on the Kairi Sane. That leads to the hot tag. Io Sky gets into the ring, uppies to the Kabuki Warriors. Leads to a segment with where Kairi tries to kick Io, but Io catches it, throws it into Asuka. Then that leads to them getting a double drop kick from Io. Then Io's time for to do the bullet train there in both corners. Bullet train, flip over, or farm, And then Io then lands a big roundhouse kick on the Asuka, goes for the pin, but Asuka kicks out of it. Then she tags in Io so she can do the Razor's Edge on the Asuka, and then Io Sky goes to the top rope, missile drop kick on her, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Asuka. Kairi was late to try to kick to stop it, but then that leads to Kairi getting in the ring, knocking down on the Io. Then they try to do a double team move kick on Rhea. They land it. Asuka goes for the pin. 1, 2, Io stops the pin. That leads to Io. Then leads to Io getting kicked by Asuka, but and then tries to do a move, but Io flips out of it to a double stomp. That leads to Oscar rolling out the ring. Kyrie tries to pull up, tries to Irish whip Io Sky, but she ends up doing a suicide dive on Oscar and lands on her neck again. I don't know what she's doing, but she got to fine tune that suicide dive. Rhea Ripley gets the advantage, heads butt Kyrie. Riptide tags in Io for the over the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Big dub for Rio. I give that match a 3.5 star. It started off really awkward between Io and Kyrie, but they fixed it out between a good match between these women. It's looking like they're not gonna fight at Backlash. I guess they're done with this. But then we get backstage with Adam Pearce glazing Penta, talking about how good he did it at WrestleMania, winning the IC title. Then we get Javon Evans talking. He said, congrats to you, Penta, but I'm supposed to be the champion for it, and I'm saying I'm coming for that belt. That leads to All Ego. Ethan Page. If you watch NXT, you'll know that Ethan Page is now coming up from there and going on to Raw. And he says that, that he's here and that he wants the IC title. And he says, Javon's like, oh, what you want to do about it? What? They start arguing. And Pierce said, you know what? Why don't we guys just settle this in the ring? So they end up having a match later on. Next up, we get a segment, a promo from the former World Heavyweight Champion. He lost last night to Roman Reigns. CM Punk, the best in the world. He has a new intro style where he walks out to no Tron or anything, all black. He gets down. It's clobber time! And that's when the music hits. So he gets down into the ring. Everyone's hyping him up. He says, he's been dealing with a lot of loss. His former MMA trainer died recently. His dog Larry, one of his best friends, a lot of producers, people that work in the back have been dying. And he says, those are the people that are the actual heroes. He just says he does the easy thing of wrestling, but they figure out everything in the back. And he says that the WWE Universe are the people that helped him heal from these losses, and that they're going to help him get over this loss. And he says, he wasn't supposed to be champ. He beat Gunther, and then he only had the belt for 3 minutes because Seth Rollins took it over, but stayed ready. Stayed ready because he wanted to entertain us, and you never know when the title could just fall into your hands. That's how he ended up getting the belt, because Seth had to drop it. So he says he always going to stay ready. And then he ends up mentioning Jay, and people start booing. He says, I don't know why y'all booing. I love to eat too. Like, why y'all booing? And then he says, the only reason he's smiling because he knows that he's still the best in the world, and he lived the boyhood dream of main event WrestleMania. And he says, yeah, it just wasn't his night. But at the end of the day, he's going to stay ready, because you never know when an opportunity for the belt falls into your hand. They swear, Melanin in my soul. Cody Rhodes pop out with the belt on him, and the nastiest black eye I've ever seen in my life. Like, Randy cooked that man. Cody Rhodes retained the championship, if you don't know. So he walks down to the ring, and he goes, Punk, I was watching on it. I was like, man, I assumed, like, he's all, Punk was like, oh, you assumed I was going to crash out, tweak? He was like, yeah, I know you, man. You be going crazy. You be going crazy. So I'm surprised you didn't do that. But he says, he said, I'm happy for you, that you feel like this, saying I'm out here looking and feeling like a loser. And then Punk goes, oh, so you think I should be feeling like a loser? He's like, come on. He's like, and the crowd started going, ooh. He said, calm down, guys. Calm down. We're friends. He says, he says, I know why you feel like you're a loser. Like, you feel that like that because you had to fight someone that was a friend, that was a mentor. I fought someone I hated. That's why I feel good not having this, And he says you always got to deal with the brunt of having this championship. So, at the end of the day, like, you won. I'm a loser, technically, but it's okay, And he says, Cody, you keep being the champion, and he gonna stay ready, because you never know when the belt or opportunity fall into your hands. He looked that man down, walk out. And Cody says, you know what? Just say when. Holding the belt. So, we might get them fighting 8 SummerSlam? I like that. Then we get a segment with Finn Balor. He was just the Demon, and he beat Dom. And he says, he mentions how the Demon put Dom down, but he not done with the Judgment Day. He got to take one more person down, and that's JD McDonough. He the one that put JD McDonough on. So, he helped him grow into one of the best in-ring performers, and he put him in the group and he betrayed him. He said that he thought that was the one person that would never betray him. So now he says I brought JD in this. Now I'm gonna take him out of it. We get into our second match of the night. We get ego Ethan Page versus that boy Bouncy Javon Evans. And I ain't like how y'all showed only the ending of Javon's entrance, man. Don't just because you bring out Ethan Page don't mean you gotta hold my boy. Don't do that. But we get into the match though. We get a tie up between Javon and Ethan of these Irish whip. Ethan lands a big shoulder tackle on him, starts patting on his head like, yeah, I got you. Then leads to Javon then bouncing off the rope into a roll up and then turning that into the dumbass backflip over him, which leads into a dodge from Ethan Page's attack into a kip up stoner on that boy. That boy Javon going crazy. And he went crazy in that ladder match last night too. Then Javon tries to punch Ethan in the corner, which leads to Ethan Page ducking into the ropes, which leads to a distraction that leads to Ethan Page getting the advantage, punching that man while Javon distracted, punching him back and forth, hitting him with elbows, and then hitting him with a big backbreaker. And now he's talking smack to Javon, but Javon's not having it. He does a little big up kick down from the ground, and then Javon gets up, chops that man, then start hitting him with more punches. But then Page stops it by hitting him with two elbows back to back, goes for the pin, kick out from Javon though. That leads to Ethan getting the chokehold, rest hold on Javon. Javon gets up out of it, lands that effortless drop kick on him, and then it's the bouncy run onto that man. That leads to Page going to the outside, and he said, you know what time it is. We going outside. Undertaker dive on that man. And that's how we get to the commercial break. We get back from the commercial break with Javon hitting the suicide dive on the Ethan. He gets him back into the ring. He kicks him from the apron and then jumps on the apron to a big springboard crossbody, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Ethan. Then that leads to Javon trying to go to the top rope, but Ethan Page stops him, hits him with multiple punches, and then grabs his arm, pulls him down, slamming him on the ground, and then as a pickup, power slam, like a lot of strength on that man, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out from Javon though. Then that leads to Ethan trying to clothesline Javon, but Javon pulls down the ropes, which gets Ethan outside the ring. Javon now on the apron. Ethan tries to stop him, but he kicks him away from him, tries to do a backflip off of that, but he misses, which leads to him trying to throw Javon to the ring post, but Javon reverses that and then throws him instead into the ring post, and then super kicks him on the table. And it looks like Javon wants to go to the top rope to do an elbow drop or a splash, but then Rusev out of nowhere comes up, tries to attack Javon, but Javon dodges out the way and then jumps onto him, slams him down. Javon gets back into the ring though, where Ethan is, tries to go for the OG cutter, but Ethan pushes that man down, hits him with the twisted grin, which is basically a twist of fate. 1, 2, 3. Good dub for Ethan Page, his first match on Monday Night Raw. I give a match a 3.5 star. It could have had another gear going crazy with it, but of course you have to have the shenanigans, which brings down the match. But overall, good showing for Ethan Page, and I guess Javon got to fight Rusev now, because Rusev gets into the ring and starts whooping on that man Javon, and then he starts to put the accolade on him, but El Cero Miedo Penta, the IC champion, walk out, try to fight that man for Javon. Super kick, trying another super kick. Rusev blocks it back down, but Penta goes, one more. Super kick on that man. Penta tries to go to the top rope, but then Ethan Page pulls him down off of the top rope. That leads to Rusev getting the advantage and the Machka kick on the Penta. And then Ethan Page is on the apron. He's like, man, you do you, man. You do you, man. You gonna handle that. I don't want no smoke with you. You gonna handle that. Ethan Page walked back. He clapping with Rusev getting whooping the men. And then Rusev then lands the accolade onto Penta. Takes his belt, puts it on his shoulder like he the champ. So it looks like this IC title picture is getting right. And that's going to be the end of part 1. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. We just finished the WrestleMania reviews. Those will be up on the channel. Should be some here, right here. They should be right here. Also, W2K26 content coming out soon. But also, if you want to know what happens on with Roman Reigns showing back up, you got to watch part 2, man. So, watch part 2.